Today we are going to learn about Mirth HL7 to CSV conversion. So the thing is like we'll be having this sample HL7 message here, and that should be converted to the values in the Excel sheet of CSV file over here. So generally when we do real-time projects, the client will not expect always HL7 or like XML or FIRE. The client will also accept that we are going to save the particular HL7 respected data in an Excel sheet of their database, or like yep, any share folders, and our client will open this Excel sheet and check and validate things. So even this will be a scenario sometimes. So even if we need to work on HL7 to CSV conversion, CSV to HL7 conversion. So what I'll do, I have taken a sample HL7 message over here, and to make it more clear and visible, I'm using HL7 soup. I'll just paste this over here so we can see each and every field and segment over here and copy the details as required. So this is very helpful. And even I completed my trial version, so even after completing the trial version I can do these basic things. Maybe I cannot do other things, but yeah, this is good for me. So you can download HL7 soup from Google and start creating things. Now we'll go to our Mirth integration engine, and to make sure everything, to remove all these clusters from here, what I'll do, yep, I'll select all of them and I'll click disable channel. Perfect. And similarly over here, I'll stop everything. Yep. And I'll make sure you have a very clear screen, so the dashboard is clear and even. What I'll do, I'll go ahead and create a new channel, and I'll name it as number 12 HL7 to CSV conversion. Okay, CSV. Perfect. I'll save the name. So remember, it is HL7 to CSV, and I even want to enter the tag known as new. So I'll show you how this will helpful. So I'll click enter. Perfect. And I'll save this and I'll deploy this channel. Perfect. Now in the channels we have a lot of things, but we only need over here the one which we are working on it to make it easy for us. In the filter, I'll click new and the tag is created. Perfect. When I click on this new, I can only see this one channel. Now it's easy, right, to understand what's going on here. Now let's start working on this. I'll go ahead and click on this. Perfect. We'll start from summary. You can keep it as development or prod, whatever you need. You can see in the previous sessions what I explained. You can leave this completely. Over here, set data types. This is very important. You can see the source connector is HL7 version 2.x, 2.x, similarly over here. But in the output, what we need, this would be the input and this would be the output. So the output would be always CSV. What I'll do, I'll go ahead here and select the output as delimited text. So remember, always this CSV should be saved as delimited text. For example, if I click something on my desktop, and I will always select CSV delimited. Okay, so you should always save it in delimited. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and save it as delimited in the destination, and if you give a drop down, even the response, it's your wish. You want an HL7, you will get an HL7. If you want in delimited, it's your wish, depending upon the connection which you are making. That makes sense. So I just left it out like that. So the output should be always delimited, and I selected OK. And I'm going to do the changes in the destination part. So I want it as input as HL7 and output as delimited. And if you are changing in the source connector, it should be HL7 and delimited over here. So I'm going to click OK. Perfect. And I'll go to the source. Perfect. And in the channel reader, I'll just keep it as channel reader. No issues. I'm not sending it from anywhere. I'll just copy the HL7 message and paste it. In the destination, perfect. I can give it as destination 1, and you can rename it as something like HL7 to CSV. It's your wish. I'll click OK. Now I'll go ahead and click on edit transformer, where we are going to do all transforming. You can even do filters, but I don't require here. I'm only focusing on how to convert HL7 to CSV. I'll click on transformers. Now the very crucial part is, like, before adding any JavaScript step or anything, you need to go to message template. There is no message template over here. Okay, for this purpose, I'll just go ahead and copy the complete message and I'll paste it over here. Perfect. You will get a message tree. What's actually in this particular message? The best thing what I'll say is, like, always try to remove all these fields from here. So what I'll suggest, I'll remove everything. So it's not good to give all those. So yep. And we are going to work on PID. So I'll give something like this. And we are going to work on PV1. And it's always best to do these things. And the other part you should remember is, like, in the MSH there should be this particular field which should be given, so the Mirth will recognize what's going on. So I'll add other fields too. I'll copy, I'll keep on pasting it. Similarly, depending upon your requirement, you can do this. Perfect. Now the message tree has been formed, no confusion at all. So the client requirement is always we should pull the details from PID segment and PV1. So as we know the client requirements, I am not giving any other segments over here. It's always good to do. So don't copy each and every segment. Always copy what it's required. Perfect. Over here, if I go, there is no template in the outbound. I'll go to message templates, and you can see delimited text is always selected here, because in the data types before we selected it as delimited, and in the inbound we selected it as HL7 version 2.x. I'll go to this file, and I have saved this particular HL7 to CSV file in a particular folder. I'll open that folder. This is the one, HL7 to CSV. I'll select it. Perfect. All the details which I have given in the Excel sheet have been reflecting over here. You can see patient ID, null, and everything. Perfect. Now I'll go ahead and add a JavaScript step. So this is a very basic example. This will help out to understand how you are going to convert from HL7 to CSV, not a complicated things. So you will not get confused with this video. Now what we'll do, we'll go ahead and drag and drop things. For example, I'll go to the requirement sheet. I need a patient ID. So in which field we have patient ID over here? If I go to PID, so patient ID is in PID 2. Okay, I'll go over here and perfect, PID 2, PID 2.1, and I'll be dragging these things over here. So before that, you need to remember which value you need to copy it. So I'll go ahead here. So I need patient ID. Perfect. I'll go back and I'll select where we have patient ID here. It's a key value and it's value, and this is empty, this is empty. Again, it should be key and value. You can see this is key, value, empty, empty, key, value. So by this you will be able to understand what it is. So the first row contains all these details. So the second row should contain all these details. Okay. So there should be something known as patient ID over here. I'll just remove this view from here. I'll just put patient ID over here and equal to where we have patient ID in the PID 2. So always you need to drag this particular 2.1 empty field and keep it over here. Perfect. So this line, what it will do, it will remove the patient ID 1 to this particular ID and place it over here. Okay, let's see if it is working or not. Okay, so it's always good to check if our first line of code is working or not, and make sure how the rest of the code is working. I'll go back, and before saving the changes, we need to have a destination, right? So I'm going to paste it in one of my shared folder. I'm going to select it as file writer, and I need a directory over here where actually I'm going to paste it. I'll just open one of my folder and I'll paste that. I'll go to desktop, and I'll start pasting things. So I have selected a folder in this database. I created a sample folder in this database. Inside that I created the read and write folder. It's a normal folder. There is nothing inside the folder. Okay, and I'll copy this path of the read and I'll paste it over here. The directory from it should read it. Okay, I'll just test it whether I'm able to establish a connection or not. Perfect. The connection is established. If you are using any other shared drives, the client drives and everything, it should be set up perfect differently. So this I created inside my desktop, so I will not get any issues. If you are working in any like client laptop and everything, you should have admin access to that particular folders. So the other folders which have. So you should always remember you should have admin rights to that particular folder. Even the Mirth engine should have admin rights. If you are not having, this will not work. So the first step, you should always check it perfectly. Okay. And in the file name, I can give something like HL7 to CSV, or even I can select from here, like I want channel ID or message ID, or there is something known as original file name. I'll drop it over here. Original file name is nothing but the file name which we are giving over here. So I just want to use this file name. I'll go back to Mirth, and even I need to check where actually I'm going to paste this file. That is important, right? Perfect. File writer, template data. Okay, so there's a problem here. In the source I need to select file writer, and in the destination I need to select writer. Okay, I'll go to source where actually we need to pick it from. Okay, sorry, as we are using from HL7 to CSV, we don't need to pick it. Yeah, so I'll give here as write. I'll copy this, so don't get confused. I'm just changing the path. I'll test it. Yeah, connection is working. Here everything will be saved. And in the template, yeah, what data you need it, I just give it as encoded data, so you don't get confused with this. If you want the whole message, you can give encoded data. Perfect. I'll save it. I'll deploy the channel. Perfect. So these things are 0 and 0 here. What I'll do, I'll copy this message, and you can see there is nothing in the folder, and I'm going to send a message. I'll paste it here. You can see there is 0, 0, 0, 0 and everything. I'll process this. There is an option known as process below. Okay, I'll make it a little bit minute. Perfect. Yeah, I'll process it. Here we can see one message has received in the source and it has processed. Again, one message has received in the destination, it has processed. If it is sent, this should be sent to the file drive which we gave the path. I'll open it. You can see it is saved in .dat file, means we have given the wrong configuration. So we will be looking into it now. So if you see, we can even check where the error is. So I'll go to the destination source, and I'll see the message over here. It is raw message which we copied and encoded it same. The source look good. If I go to destination, yeah, I'll select the message. It is raw. It has been transformed to delimited text, and even the encoded value which should be pasted has been pasted. It should reflect over here, and it has been sent. We got send this particular file and response. We even received send file successfully written. So even we got the response. So the problem is like we have not given any particular extension. This is .csv file. So we should tell Mirth that it should be saved in CSV file, or else it has been saved in .dat. Now we are going to go to the destination and see we haven't given any name. I'll just give it as .csv. Perfect, right? And we'll save this and deploy the channel. So we'll leave this particular .dat over here, no problem, and we'll go and we'll send another message. I will just copy this and I'll paste it over here. I'll process this. Perfect. Two messages have been sent, and we'll open the folder over here. You can see it has been saved as .dat and .csv. At the end of the day, extension is important. We'll open this. So you can see the value has been copied here, not in the place which we have copied. So as I said, it is always important. You need to make sure you are writing only one single line of code and try checking what's actually going wrong. Okay, here it is key, number and patient name, but here it is like patient ID. So what we have done is like we actually copied the value in the name of patient ID, not here. So we have done a mistake. So I always want to do as many mistakes as possible, because you will be doing all the mistakes and it will be helpful for you if you come across the same situation. Perfect. And I'll go to the second row, and here it is patient ID and here it should be null. I should copy this. So I'll just remove the column 1 and I'll just give it over here. Perfect, right? Now I'll go back, I'll save. So now actually what I did is like I copied this to hard code it to the value. Okay, and I'll go to channels. Sorry, actually I need to, yeah, save this, yeah, deploy the channel. Now I'll process my third message over here and we'll see how this thing works. I'll remove everything for our understanding. Okay, I want to delete even this. Okay, this has been opened. It's everything, we should make sure we are not doing any mistake. Yeah, try again. It got deleted. Perfect. Now we'll send the message. Send message, copy this, come back, send it. Perfect. Now see, 3 messages has been sent. We'll go back to the folder. Perfect. The new file has been saved and I'll open this. You can see the patient ID has been transferred to the Excel sheet and it has been saved to the client path. Okay, that's it. HL7 to CSV conversion has been done without any issues. Now we'll copy all the values. Okay, I'll go back to the requirement, the patient name. So the patient name is nothing but it will be in PID 5. Yep. I'll go back to HL7 channels and we'll do it as fast as possible. By this you might have understood what actually it is, and I'll be doing all this. You can skip this next 4 to 5 minutes while I do this. I don't want to waste your time. This is the process you are doing, but if you want to focus more, you can do it. That would be helpful if you are facing any new challenges over here. I'll go back to patient name PID 5, right? So yep, so over here, so this is the second row, so we are actually working on third row, number 3, third row. So always remember not to do any mistakes. Yep, it's patient name. Perfect. So I'll just do this and I'll copy PID 5 from here. Okay, PID 5.1. I'll keep it as equal. Next, what we need, I'll just close this. I don't want to save. Next, what we need is birth date. Where is patient birth date? If you are confused, you can see patient birth date is PID 7. So always use HL7 soup. So the project might take half an hour, 1 hour, or 5 hours depending upon the situation. So you always need to make sure you're focusing more on it. You can check with the birth date over here and give the next column. Keep it equal. Keep it as PID 7.1. Perfect. And the next one is gender, address, phone number. So we'll try to remember every field. Okay, we have PID segment over here. Okay, where is the gender? And we'll be looking at it. So when you say gender, it is nothing but this particular field. So it's always not the same. The client might not say I need administrative sex over here. He can say I need gender, address, phone number. So it is PID 8 and yep, PID. I'll just take PID level 0.1 and yeah, phone number is PID 13. So 8, 11, 13. We'll go back and we'll do it as fast as possible. So we'll drag, this is gender, so we'll drag this over here. Okay, and we'll go here, this is address. We'll drag this over here, and it should be phone number over here. Perfect. We'll drag this over here. Perfect. It is bit 8, 11, and 13. So I'll just go back to soup once again. It is gender 8, patient address 11, and 13. 8, 11, 13. Yep. We are good. So we are going to do the copy over here. Perfect. Bit 8.1. Bit 11.1 over here. And bit 13. Good. We are done with this particular section. Now, in the Excel sheet, there might be lot of columns, lot of rows, not the data limited here. It can be lot of fields over here. You need to make sure everything is perfect. So, we will complete this in the same session. I'll go back. You can give the comment over here something like PV1 details. So in future, if you are working on it, it would be very helpful. If there is any small change, you can do it. I'll give it as bit details. The comment can be as descriptive as possible depending upon the project requirement. So it would be very easy to understand for the next person. Okay, I'll just minimize this completely. I don't want to minimize everything. I'll just minimize this completely. I'll expand this. Now I want to know patient location, attending doctor, date and time. I'll go here and I'll click on PV1. Perfect. Assign patient location. Okay, it is PV13. Okay, for the reference purpose, I'll give it as PV13. So it's always good to take notes. Attending daughter. So it's P17. We don't have any field over here in our message. Okay, P17. Sorry, yeah. Attending time. In the attending time, you can search. Yeah, we'll be looking into it. And make sure to give all the values over here so that we can easily copy and paste it. So I just compared patient location, attending doctor, admit date and time over here in these values and made it. So this is a fast way of doing things if you have notes. So it's not always you're going to see each and every value. And the values here might not match the values over here. You should understand even the HL7 and like technical terms. I have just left this empty, so I want to hard code is something like Apple. Okay, admitting facility name. So we'll do is, so it's P13744. We'll go here. We'll drag all the details from top. Perfect. It's column 1. We know it, and we have 2 spaces. Nothing but this C and D 2 spaces. We'll start from E, F, and the last one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be null. Perfect. We'll start from here. Patient location. Is it matching this? Patient location. Perfect. This is a small trick. Now we'll minimize this and I'll go to the third one. I'll directly open the last one over here. You can say attending doctor. Okay. I'll just keep it. And in the similar way, we are going to do date, discharge, visit number, admitting facility without any doubts as we already practiced everything. Now I'll copy it. Perfect. Now same with the thing. So the thing is like if you are working on a big project, the rate of fastness which you are working is also very important if you are doing repetitive tasks. I never involved any complicated code over here. The major understanding of this particular project is HL7 to CSV. Done. Perfect. I'll keep equal symbols everywhere. Nice. Now we'll do these things. 3, 7, 44, 45. I'll go ahead. P13, 3.1, 3, 7. And there is a small mistake over here. You should identify it. 3, 7, 44. And it's not always in order. Everything is not always in order. You should remember that. Okay. Here you can see 44, 45, 51. So in the template, we haven't copied 45 and 51 fields. So this is a mistake. So if we have more, go ahead in the template and add more pipes. Ding 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 ding. You will get this over here. Now you should have more than yeah 60. Last time we had only till 44 or something like that. Now what we'll do? Yeah, 45, 51 Apple. We'll copy this. When we are doing on a complete project, we'll learn a lot in real time rather than going for quick sessions like 2 minutes, 3 minutes comparisons. That will not help. 45 and 51. Okay. Yes. And I'll copy this. And in the last one, I'll hard code it as Apple. Perfect. This looks good. And I'm going back. And even in the destination, I don't want this as a file name. I'll do something else. So I'll pick something else from here. So I want to keep it as channel name HL7 to CSV. This will be the channel name over here. Yep. And I'll keep it as .csv. So whatever channel name we are giving, if it's number 12, the output would be number 12 over here. As we already copied this, I don't want this to come once again. I'll go back. I'll save this, the complete channel, and I'll deploy it. Now let's see the magic if everything is working good or not. Before that, we need to remove all these details. We don't need this. And I'll even save this particular thing. Yep, I don't want to save. I was already saved. Perfect. Now you can see in the right folder we have this particular CSV file, which was old one. Now we'll catch with the new one. So yeah, we'll go to the channel, we'll send message, and we'll be sending this particular message. Process this, refresh. You can see the 4 messages have been received without any error. So we should be having the 12 HL7 to CSV.csv file in this folder. Perfect, we have this, and we should have all the values over here. It's opening. Let's see. Yep, our project is working fine. A small Excel shortcut key if you want to open all this at a time. Click over here, and when this arrow is popping out between A and B, double click. Everything will be opening. You can see everything is all set. I'll just make it set. Nice. So you have all the details of patient ID, name, date, birth, gender, phone number, everything. And even same over here. You might be asking why there are no values over here for attending doctor, admit date and time, and discharge. The thing is, like, if you can see in the HL7 messages, there are no values for attending doctor and everything. So the input message is clean. So that's the reason your CSV has no files, no values. But the good thing is, like, you gave null over here, right? That has been removed. And you might be asking, now I'll explain what is the reason actually I gave empty pipes over here. Okay, this is very important in the real-time project, or else you might end up. So when you give all this empty details over here, the output would be empty over here. Okay, if you ask me, can you show me an example? Absolutely, I'm actually willing to show an example. So it's P1, right? I'll copy these details. Yep. What I'll do, attending doctor, and I'll give something like Apple and everything. So is that enough to admit date and time? I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'll only copy this. So this is the specialty of HL7 soup. Whatever you write over it got copies. So I'll just copy this, and I'll give it over here. Now you will understand the fun. What's the major problem if we give all these details in the template, where there will be an issues? Everything will be hard coded directly. I'll go back, I'll save it, and I'll deploy the channel. Now I'm going to send this inbound. So you can see the values have not been copied over here. It was empty because our message template was empty. Now if I'll send this message and process it, perfect. We have one error out and we will look into it. What is the reason? Maybe, yep, we'll look at right now. Error encoded attending, so we can see attending doctor. Okay, send response, error writing file not found. Okay, because we already have another file over here, we'll delete it. Okay, so we are learning a lot in this project. Perfect. Now I'm going to send the message once again. Send message, copy everything, process it. Perfect, it has been sent. Now we'll see what's happening in the place of attending doctor over here, which we gave Apple, right? Now you see, I'll just abbreviate it here. Okay, perfect. This has not been copied. So in general terms, when you do changes to the message template, this should get reflected in the output message. We'll even look into it how this works. I just want to show a best example as possible to you people. So the problem might be something like we haven't hard coded it again after doing the changes to the transformer. So we had copied all these details over here, we haven't hard coded with this particular message tree. So this is attending doctor, so it should be something like 7.1. I'll remove this and I'll hard code this 7 point. Okay, just want to confirm which value it is. 7.1. Perfect. I'll remove the previous one and again I'll do the same thing. 7.1. Attending doctor 7.1. We have the value of Apple over here, right? Yeah. When we copy it, this will bring the Apple value and we'll copy it over here. So when we have this type of template, it's not a good suggestion to use. You should always use empty fields. Now I'll go back and deploy the channel. I want to make sure that I had hard coded it perfectly. Edit transformer. I'll remove. Okay, it's actually not taking it. I'll go back and save. Now I'll go back. Yeah, you don't get confused. This is a small technique to make sure the version control is perfectly working in Mirth. Okay, now I'll hard code it. Now I'll get a save option. Perfect. And yeah, deploy the channel. This is good. Now I'm just closing this. Don't save. Going to this right folder, deleting it. Yep, I'm going to send a message, and that message is the sample message. Just sending it. Process 6. Yep, we have 6 over here. This has been errored out previously because we have the same file name over here. So generally we move it to another folder after writing it. I'll show it to you later. So yep, we have got the file, the 6th one. I'll open it. Now you can see. Tan, tan. Okay, still it's working. That's perfect. So even if we are copying the latest value with the extra details in the message template, it's working fine. That's good. Even I am learning. So, but generally it's not a good suggestion to copy the message templates in this way. It might get a lot of errors. So, yep, that's it. How we are doing HL7 to CSV conversion. And as I said, we need to move this to different destination. So I'll just show you an example at the last. So this is the destination. It's file writer and file exists, append. Okay, we don't have many options over here. So you can see if file exists, we have something known as append, overwrite, error. So I'll select overwrite and I'll save the changes and I'll deploy it. So now we shouldn't get this error over here. So there's already file. This should be overwritten. Okay. And with an example, I will show how this will get overwritten. I'll change this Apple from something else. Okay. Don't save, and yeah, I'll go to channels. I'll go to, yeah, I'll double click this, destinations, edit transformer, I'll go ahead and say Mirth tutorials by Rohit. Yeah, we'll go back, we'll save this, we'll deploy this channel. Hopefully it shouldn't get errored out. If it get errored out now, you will be trolling me. Okay, so that overwrite option should work, and I'm just processing it. There should be any errors over here. Okay, refresh. Perfect. So it has not been errored out. It has sent, and in the new file, it should be Mirth tutorials by Rohit. Come on, yes, perfect. Our shortcut key, double click here, it will expand Mirth tutorials by Rohit. That's it. With this, we are able to successfully learn how we are going to convert HL7 to CSV. In the real time, there will be lot of values over here, so it's always good to practice a lot and lot. As we have seen in the small session, we have faced a lot of errors, and we have learned regarding the overwrite options and the fields and the delimited text. And my last suggestion is never use this particular template, the message template. Always use the empty fields. That would really help you. And perfect, we are able to learn HL7 to CSV conversion. Have a great day. See you.